Now, today is that special day. We get a chance to talk with one of our favorite guests coming on the show today. We got the one and only Coach John Montgomery, HomeSpun Sports. What's up, Coach? How you doing?
What's up, Coach?
Outstanding, Kmac. Outstanding, man. Thanks so much for having me, man. Always a pleasure to be in the sports shop.
Coach, man, it's a pleasure to have you on as always. And I knew you were itching to come on because guess what? It's football season. It's football season. I know you've been watching. You've been paying attention. Yeah, look, I just want to start from the top. What are you most excited to see coming up this weekend?
Well, not this weekend, K-Mac. Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes tomorrow night. Boy, I'll tell you what, does it get any more drama than a Deion Sanders coach football team? And he done told he already quarantined certain members of the press, and he's determined to do it his way. I'm pulling and praying for him, but this is a must-win game for him, no question about it. North Dakota State is a good football team in the FCS. They've won 9 national titles since 2011. There are 2 first-round draft picks on NFL roster, quarterbacks, 2 first-round draft picks, Carson Wentz and Trey Lance. It's a good football team, and it's a trap game. It's a game that he must win. But this is a good, well-coached team. So I'm excited. Boy, tomorrow night, it's going to be a throwdown.
Oh, man, we're so excited to have a coach on. Coach, is always a pleasure because you tell it like it is. Coach John Montgomery, Coach me in college. He's with HomeSpun Sports. Make sure you check him out because they have some great content each and every week come out of that camp. So, Coach, good to have you on. So, Coach, I want to get you on and just give us your snapshot. Let's first start with the college football landscape. What do you see coming up going forward in this particular season? Talk to us about it.
Well, Aaron, if you look at the coaches poll and the AP poll, I liken it to we just got back from Paris. So if you look at the 400-meter relay. And let's just, it's 12 teams going to make it to the CFP this year.
Yeah.
Okay? They've expanded. So if we could liken that, if you can envision a 12, the starting, they're in the blocks. They're in the blocks. Okay? And the consensus in college football is that Georgia, Ohio State, Oregon, Texas are the top 4. Okay? That's in no particular order. That's the consensus. But if you could liken the 12 teams that when they come down to the CFP in January, when they start to play for the title, they're in the starting blocks. There are some defining games that will be played this weekend that will shake that.
Wow.
This Saturday, oh, no question. Kmac, you got Notre Dame visiting College Station. And Jimbo Fisher got run out of College Station. But that's a good football team. That Texas Aggies are stocked, and Marcus Freeman going into his 3rd year. This is a game he must win.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, This is a must-win game. They did not give that black man the opportunity to be head coach at Notre Dame for them to be average. Okay, this is his 3rd year at Notre Dame. And if you look at Notre Dame's schedule, K-Mac, if they can go into College Station and win this Saturday night, they're at that 7th position right now. Okay, and so if they can go there, their schedule is conducive. They don't have that tough of a schedule. Then you're sitting there with Ohio State, and gee whiz, you could fry chicken under Ryan Day's behind because he's on the hottest seat. That Ohio State spent $22 million in NIL money.
$22 million
in NIL money. And look, K-Mac, Ohio State, 3 straight losses to Michigan.
They can let that happen.
3 straight years without a Big Ten title. But he's gone out now, and he's put the money out there in NIL, and they're right there in that number 2 spot in most polls. Okay, and he's brought in Will Howard in the transfer portal from Kansas State, And so and their schedule is pretty easy. They don't get contested until they meet up with Iowa in October, and so their schedule is conducive. You're sitting right there with Oregon at that 3 spot, and they got Dylan Gabriel, and I'm not all that big on Dylan Gabriel.
I'm not either, Coach.
He said deuces to Brent Venables at Oklahoma because he knew that freshman quarterback at Oklahoma was going to beat him out. Mm-hmm. So he done gone and hooked up with Oregon, and they're sitting there. Dan Lanning does a hell of a job, but and they're in a pretty good position. And then you got Quinn Ewers and Steve Sarkisian at Texas.
Yeah.
Texas is gonna find out real quick how good they are because they visit Michigan on September the 7th. Mm-hmm. Now I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna put this in the atmosphere early. I like where Alabama is at that 5 spot.
Oh wow!
And
okay.
I'll tell you why. Because if you look at Georgia with Carson Beck, if you look at Ohio State, I'm talking about the teams 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Will Howard at Ohio State and Dylan Gabriel at Oregon, and then Quinn Ewers at Texas, and then Alabama with Jalen Milroe at the 5 spot, and head coach Kalen DeBoer, who I love. Mm-hmm. But let me tell you something. Of those 4 quarterbacks ahead of Alabama and Jalen Milroe, it is no question who has the best quarterback. Ain't no question. Jalen Milroe, and the thing about Jalen Milroe, Earl, he's peaking. Bear in mind, Jalen Milroe was benched in the South Alabama. Nick Saban put him on the pine last season, and he recovered from that and got better, and they're a couple of block and busted assignments away from beating Michigan.
Yep.
Had the O-line held up and they ran that quarterback power play, you can see clearly that had they blocked, they would have scored and forced the game into overtime.
Yeah.
So I like them, and but again, Ole Miss is sitting there at 6, Notre Dame is 7, Penn State, James Franklin, Lord help him. Maybe he can get to the CFP this year. If we can get a 10-win season, certainly he ought to do that. I'll tell you the big thing, if you look at Michigan, they're sitting right there at that 9 spot, Kmac and Earl. Keep in mind this quarterback. Remember the name Alex Orji. This kid, quarterback, is going to be the quarterback at Michigan. 6'3", 230. He's athletic. He's tough. He can make plays with his arm and with his feet. And the thing about Michigan this year, they got a tough schedule, but they got the tough people at home. They got Texas on September to take Texas in the big house. Mm-hmm. They got USC on the 21st in the big house. Okay, so and that's in September. So you come to Michigan to play good people. We had my good friend, the defensive coordinator. They'll be well coached too. Let me tell you something. Sharon Moore.
Yeah.
That took over for very good football coach. Mm-hmm. His defensive coordinator, Don Wink Martindale. Wink and I go back to University of Cincinnati together when we were both assistant coaches there, along with Rex Ryan and John Harbaugh and Sam Pittman, the head coach at Arkansas. And Wink is the defensive coordinator. He was on our show. It's on YouTube. You can pull it up. But Wink is taking over that defensive coordinator job, so Michigan will be well coached. And watch them. They're sitting right there at that 9 spot. At the 10 spot, hey, Florida State, they got 1 loss already. Gee, they couldn't beat Georgia Tech. and you know what, Earl, Kmac, I took the bait, and I'm guilty, and I'll admit it. I took the bait on Florida State, but the fact is, this wasn't the same Florida State team as last year.
Not even close.
This was not. They lost the first-round pick, edge rusher, that Jason Verse, that quarterback who was such a very good football player that broke his leg when they played North Alabama. This was not the same Florida State team. And Georgia Tech knocked them off the ball and stopped the run on defense. Yeah. So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Man, we're talking with Coach. Hello, Coach. We're talking with Coach John Montgomery from HomeSpun Sports. We're talking college football, man, as always. What else you got for us, Coach?
Well, Utah. When you talk about who's going to be, they're all in the starting block, okay? The starting gun going to fire tomorrow night with Colorado. But Saturday are 3 big games.
Talk to me.
Texas A&M hosting Notre Dame. That's a big game. Did you ever think you'd live to see the day that Clemson would be a 14-point underdog at their ball in Death Valley? But let me tell you something now. It's time to put up or shut up for Dabo Swinney, because he's like, I don't mess with the transfer portal. I'm gonna go my own. We're gonna raise them. We're gonna plant them. We're gonna nurture them. We're gonna harvest them. Well, okay, that's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. And they host Kirby Smart and the.
Hey, Coach, that's the coach. No, actually, that game's in Atlanta.
Yes,
they playing at the Mercedes-Benz Dome down there. So, but so that's why they're a 14-point underdog.
Well, did you ever think you'd see a time that Clemson would open the season?
No.
14-point underdog.
I'm picking Clemson to handle that under. I mean, I'll pick Clemson if I was betting. Yeah, absolutely.
You taking Clemson to win this game?
Yeah, I'm not taking a win. I'm taking a 14-point underdog. Yeah, I'm taking that.
You think they're gonna cover the 14?
Yeah, they're gonna cover that.
Earl.
Yes.
Earl.
Yes.
Georgia will whip them like they stole a ham from Safeway.
A half, not for Safeway, Coach.
They
stole a Safeway ham.
Let me tell you something. And here's the thing. And you saw that when Florida State went to Ireland and got beat by Georgia Tech. Who is the last explosive player on offense that you've seen from Clemson? And DJ Ugalande is as average as grits. And you saw that. You saw that when they played Georgia Tech. He missed layups.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Hey, let me tell you something. Clemson. Tell me the last time they've had an explosive player on offense. They've had great defensive players. They are not explosive on. They know it. They're not explosive on offense.
They had a running back last year, but he went to the NFL. But he wasn't explosive. Will somebody? Will Shipley.
You proved my point right there.
Hey, Coach. Hey, I'm gonna call Coach McCorvin and tell you how you coming down hard on Clemson. I'm gonna call Coach McCorvin.
I tell you what. Make it a 3-way call. I got his number.
I thought you could call him too. Hey, Coach, we only have about a few minutes. Hey, Coach, we ain't got about a few minutes left. But hey, Coach, just FYI, we're gonna get the Zoom thing working for next week because we got to bring you back on for next week to do the NFL stuff.
I look forward to it, man. Okay. I look forward to it. You always call on me.
Hey, Coach,
why you got to be average as grits though, Coach?
Why you got to?
Average as grits.
Why you got to be a half from Safeway?
Well, he's average as grits. DJ Ugalande. Hey, listen, guys, he's on his third school.
Yeah.
He's on his third school. He's making DJ Ugalande make more in the NFL, making more on NIL than he'll ever make in the NFL.
Hey, Coach, it's real early, but
that's true.
But right now, who's holding up the trophy January 20th? Right, I know it's early, and you can change your mind because things change.
You talking about Super Bowl?
No, I'm talking about college football.
Who's gonna make it all the way?
Yeah, right now. It's early.
It's early, but let me tell you,
yeah.
I like this boy. I like Kalen DeBoer.
Okay, that's all. Leave red there, Coach. You got to say that.
You ain't got to explain.
We up against it, Coach. We up against it.
We already know, Coach. Kalen DeBoer, Coach. Next week we can't wait to get you back. We gonna talk NFL, Coach.
John Montgomery, baby, HomeSpun Sports. But Coach, we love you, man. We'll be in touch.
Hit the subscribe button. It's on YouTube.
Yep.
Hit the subscribe button. My son and I, Slim, we are close to our breakthrough moment. Please hit that subscribe button. K-Mac, it was a pleasure, man.
As always.
To come on the Sports Shop with you guys, man.
Yep.
Always a pleasure.
As always, Coach.
Yeah.
Don't be average as grits, people.
Right. Don't be a half of Safeway either.
Nobody but Coach. How much time we got, A-Tub?
Like 2 seconds.
Real to you, K-Mac.
Okay.
Man, we rocking out, man. We appreciate it. We're gonna get Coach back on next week. We're gonna break down some NFL action.
The thing is, I'm just saying we'll have him on every week.
But he's exactly right though.
Yeah.
DJ Uyunglele was average as grits to be on his third school.